So much else going on as well. Fixtures released last week, and we just had it confirmed that the Barrow game will be shown on TV. A great way to start at Brunton Park.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I think the first three fixtures are going to be televised. So Gillingham, and then Stoke City here at home, and then Barrow. That's going to be just absolutely phenomenal to see that our first three were selected. I mean, I don't know, but I kind of feel that tells us something that maybe people, the community's eyeing, not just the community, maybe all of the EFL League Two, saying, okay, Carlisle's there. Carlisle's going to be a contender. We know what they're trying to do, and it's good to get them televised. So I'm very, very excited for that. Those first three matches are going to be tremendous to be at.
Also had the kit launch last week, and we've sold over 4,000 shirts already. I think it's beaten last year, which is a magnificent effort.
Yeah, it truly has been. Seeing the lines, the queue at the Blue store, and the energy. I mean, even just the online sales. I mean, we have not purchased our kits yet, so ours are still coming. So we're going to be adding to that number. But to see that kind of turnout has been absolutely tremendous, given the season we had last year, and last year I think we had a record season in terms of the kit sales and everything. So to surpass that already is really something. So that's exciting for everybody.
Steph and her team have worked really, really hard to make sure that's happened.
Steph and her team have killed it. I mean, I'm so proud of them. Every time I see them, they're just delightful. They're great with the customers. They're excited about it as well. They're so energetic. Yes, it's a lot of work, and I think that's where everybody kind of comes together and helps on the backside, maybe unpacking things or even packing things, because there's so much going on that she has occurring right now. But just seeing the excitement in her eyes and knowing what she's accomplishing, it's fun to watch, and she is a tremendous asset for the club to have.
Season tickets have also passed last season's number as well, which is, again, amazing.
That's amazing. I definitely, I'm thrilled with that stat. I kind of stated early, our goal, our vision is, we want to see 15,000 in the stadium. We want teams to fear to come up here to the north. When they're coming to Brunton Park, they know they're coming to a very, very difficult place to play. And to see again, with our season last year, to see season ticket sales already ahead of last year is tremendous. But it's just a step in the right direction. I want everyone to remember our goal is to build a powerhouse here, and to do that, we need to win at home. We need to own Brunton Park. We need for the opposing teams to fear coming up here, and when they come up here, we want them to just be kind of awestruck, where they're looking around the stadium saying, wow, we don't get that back at our own pitch. So I'm thrilled with where we're on season ticket sales. I know there's going to be a lot of walk-ups. Our goal is truly a step change to try to get us up there to a consistent number, around 15,000. I'm confident we can do that. I'm confident with the club winning and the club performing, and with all the infrastructure improvements that can happen. And it'll be exciting when that happens. The passion, the energy that everybody will feel in the stadium, it's just going to be tremendous.
We've also just launched a new website with a streaming service and app to follow. Another really important step forward for the club.
Yes, the website being launched was tremendous, and I want to take the time to thank you personally for that, because that was a new kind of a new initiative. I mean, that's not something that we as a club have had a lot of experience on, and the fact that you and your team were able to jump on that and do that and lead that is really something, and should be commended, and I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. But then it's going to be a better interface for the fans, for the supporters. I mean, it's going to be easier to access information. The streaming is going to be easier. The potential of that, I think we're just starting to learn. There's the potential of what we're going to be able to do with the streaming services and the website, and just make things easier for everybody. We're learning that. Yes, we know what we're doing, so I don't want to make it sound like we have no idea. But there is so much potential that is just uncapped right there, untapped, and it'll be exciting as we go through that process and be able to put some more things, make it available to everybody.
Another really exciting piece of news since we've last spoke was the Sheepmount and the announcement that we're working with Cumberland Council. What's the sort of next steps with that now?
So the next steps, as I understand, it's been a process, and it's been a learning experience for me. But we've stayed focused, and I'm glad we were able to get the announcement out there. I truly believe the Sheepmount is the right location. I've always said I want it to be in the city center. I want the club to be part of the city. I want the club and what we're doing here to lift Carlisle community and Cumbria as a whole. I want everybody to not just I want to go to a match, but I want to spend time in Carlisle. I want to come up there for the weekend and do some things. So I think having that in city center is makes tremendous sense, and Sheepmount is a beautiful location for it. I'm glad the city council was able to work with us. Right now we're going through I believe it's a silent period where the notices are out there. Everybody knows that's where we want to do it. And then the next steps are in the short term is to try to get 1 to 2 pitches up before, let's say, October timeframe, when the storms and maybe our training pitch becomes unusable and we would have to go up to Gretna. If we can have 1 or 2 pitches up there to the level that we need them, they need to be the same that we're training on right now. That would be a big first step, and then from there, I think everybody is, we've communicated what our plans are long term in terms of an inside dome and so basically training facility building there and all that. That's going to take a little bit more time, but once we secured the land, we secure the lease and get a long term on the lease before we start putting the heavy investment in there. I just think it's a tremendous step for the city. It's great step for the club, for the players, and everybody's going to see it. And that's just going to strengthen our ability to recruit people up here. When they see the training facilities that are available to them, when they see what's been done at Brunton Park and all that, it's just going to make that recruiting process easier. And we want it to be where the players say, I want to be in Carlisle. They've done it right. They have the community behind them. They have owners behind them. The club is moving in the right direction. They're all understanding the vision, not just where we are right now, where we're going to be in 3 months, but where we're going to be in 5 years, where we're going to be in 10 years. Once everybody buys into that, that's when things start to really click. And things are clicking right now. Everything's moving in a very positive direction. We're going to continue to push. And like I said, we have a lot of initiatives going on. It has been a little overwhelming, but the staff is getting it done, and they're energized by it, and we're going to continue pushing and keep moving us in the right direction.
The Sheepmount's an initial 5-year lease, but I know you want it to be a much longer-term plan for the club and for the community.
Yeah, the investment that's going in there is rather large, and obviously we can't put a significant investment in there with a 5-year lease, and then potentially something happens. Not that I think that it will, but if something could happen, and you just can't in a business, you just can't afford to risk that. So the thought process is the 5-year lease at least gets us the ability to get 1 to 2 pitches up running, and the investment on 1 to 2 pitches. That I guess is commensurate with a 5-year lease. If for some reason something didn't go our way or didn't go the way that we all wanted it to go, it's an investment, but a minimal investment. To get to the next step where we start doing the indoor domes and the buildings and really rounding it out, that's where we're going to require a much longer lease, and I think we'll get that done. So I think this is a good 2-phase process to get us in there, get us going quick, which is what the club needs. But then longer term, we can all come together and get that figured out as well.
Once we've got that figured out, do you have sort of a timeline as to when you would like it to be completely done? I guess when you think about that's a tough one, Amy. That truly is. We have so much going on right now, and we hope to get that all completed here around the Brunton Park. So that's number one. Then if we can get those 2 pitches up, and if to be honest, if we get the long-term lease, it's going to be another one of those. Do we have the resources to move immediately? If we do have the resources to move immediately, if it's one of those things that can go in step with other initiatives and everything else that we're doing, then we'll start immediately on it. If for some reason from a resource standpoint, it might take a little bit of time, we might slow down. Our approach is to go as fast as we can. Our approach is to go as fast as we can with as many initiatives that are going to improve the club without getting us to a breaking point of something. So our intention is to move fast. I don't have a firm timeline on that right now.